He's played in the back. He's a sweeper, but he's also gone forward a lot tonight. LA has ventured forward tonight. A little surprising. They played some attacking soccer.
Well,
that's not their best kind of attacking soccer, that pass, but
they find themselves faced quite an amount of the time with only 2 forwards up there to mark, so they can afford to release a defender and bring him up a bit more. With only Giorgio and Dennis up there, then they can come forward a bit more.
Good defensive play. And now they've got Dennis Tuert for pushing off. The next Cosmos telecast this Sunday at 8 o'clock against the Rochester Lancers right here on Channel 9 WRTV in New York. And Rochester, as we told you earlier, really a hot club now as they battle for a wild card spot. That's going to be a tough game, Seamus.
Sure is. Sunday. And they have won some impressive games indeed, and they've done it with a minimal amount of scoring and some tough defense.
All right, LA, dangerous again. And Marinos tackle the ball over the goal line for another corner kick for Los Angeles.
Mourinho's done some good defensive work tonight, a bit more so than usual.
Bogey headed that out of the box. Ricky Davis sets Beckenbauer running. Here come the Cosmos quickly now. In the box. And a good defensive play by McGrain.
I think actually that was Sybil, Jim.
Sybil, right, Bobby Sybil
did a very good job in the tackle, but also in staying with Dennis on the right side of him, because he kept between Dennis and the goal and therefore made it impossible for him to get the shot off on Bolton.
LA's a pretty good defensive team. Keep that in mind. It's good defensive play by the Cosmos, by Bogey. And now Alberto with a long ball to Denny Tuert. See if he can catch up to it. He can, and he can beat his man, too. Tuert is taken down. They say good tackle. And Neskins goes for the ball, and they give it to the Cosmos. See, the problem that time was Tuert had no one to go to, really. He had to be the man because Cosmos had nobody in front. You're right, Seamus. LA is a very good tackling team.
They've got some excellent tacklers out there.
Ricebergen being pressed. Goes back to Alberto. Carlos to Wim. Ricebergen. Now to Franz. It's the open man, Bogey. Comes back to Franz. In the box, Quinaya heads it toward Tuert. And they've got Tuert for pushing off. Nice little flick by Giorgio that time to Denny Tuert. They read each other pretty well.
Yeah, and Sybil wasn't fooled by the flick because he knew that the ball was not going to reach Dennis without some kind of a turn on or a pass, and he stayed with Dennis all the way. He wasn't ball watching, in other words.
Ball knocked over the sideline, and it'll be awarded to Los Angeles with 8:28 to play in the half. All right, McGrain can't get to the ball. LA controls it. Galindo at midfield. Not a very good ball to Cruyff. Here's Ricky Davis. Ricky, who has scored the game's only goal. Beckenbauer. Cruyff is fouled. Eskandarian was out of position. Cruyff had good position on him, and Eski just put an arm on him and fouled him. It's not really a bad foul.
An uncharacteristic short ball by Beckenbauer set that chance up.
Ricebergen beat Rangen to the ball. He was ready to head it in, or head it toward goal. Cruyff changes it beautifully. He has the open man on the right wing. LA attacking. Marino's beaten this time. Now it's knocked away by Franz. And coming out of the box, Galindo plays it back into his own zone. That was Neskins chasing all the way, characteristic of Johan Neskins.
And teamed up with Ricebergen. Looked a little bit like some of those mass rushes on defense we used to see in that Holland team when they would come out and swarm on a player with a ball.
Here's a good ball. Cosmos getting set up defensively. Birkenmeyer punches it out. Nice play, and Birkenmeyer has had to be brilliant tonight, and Birkenmeyer is shaken up. Birkenmeyer shaken up. I think he had the wind knocked out of him, Seamus.
Yeah, I think that's true. But he did exactly the right thing there. He had to come out very quickly. The ball was dropping short. He knew he had no chance to catch it in traffic, so he cleverly just punched it away.
There's Joe Rosenstein working on Hubert Birkenmeyer, who had to come out and punch that away. LA has applied a lot of pressure in the goal mouth with those long balls in there, and Birkenmeyer's had to be very alert. Actually, his greatest play was on a low ball, on a breakaway one-on-one situation with Johan Cruyff, where he made a great leg save.
Also, I think the thing that distinguishes a lot of these crosses, Jim, from the kinds of crosses we often see from other NASL teams is that they are much more deceptive. They swerve a bit more, they fall a bit short. They're not just sort of nice, easy floaters that are intended for the far post or any of that sort of thing. They really put a lot of pressure on the goalkeeper. And that's a tribute to the talent of some of the players here on this LA team.
A good example of that, and I think to further amplify what Seamus has said, is a lot of times that ball to a goalkeeper, he'll see that ball coming in the box and he'll come out, and all of a sudden he has realized that the ball is hooking away from him. It's almost like a baseball pitcher throwing a slider. It looks like a fastball, then all of a sudden you go for it and it's dropped away from you. Tickets for Soccer Bowl 79 to be contested at Giant Stadium on Saturday, September the 8th. Available at all Cosmos ticket outlets. Now a whistle blows. McGrain and Quinaglia. And they get McGrain for fouling Quinaglia, and McGrain is not too happy with the call.
McGrain is going to try to mark Giorgio pretty tightly for the rest of this half because there are only 6 minutes left, and it's very important for LA not to concede another goal. And of course it would be a great feather in the hat of the Cosmos if they could put one in just before the half.
Giorgio had a great chance earlier tonight on a cross by Denny Tuitt in front of the goal. He headed it just over the top. Marinho, he took that free kick and it was saved. And Quinaglia had his second good attempt that time. Marinho really hit a blistering shot from 32 yards. Bolden had trouble handling, and Quinaglia smacked it into the keeper.
Giorgio's very surprised to see that ball come loose at all in the first place.
Skandarian back to Franz. Beckenbauer to Bogey. Bogey now venturing forward right of the box. Fakes it to Tuitt. Now plays it all the way back to Alberto with 5:14 to play in the half. Carlos to Eskandarian. Eski back to Carlos. Carlos to Giorgio, knocked away. Ricky Davis heads it, controls it. Being chased and tackled from behind. No foul by the official. Long ball. Neskin's racing for it. McGrain gets a head on it. And who are they going to give the ball to? They're going to give it to the LA. We're going to have an interview with Denny Tuitt at halftime that we recorded recently at a practice. Kind of a fitting time to do it, with Denny Tuitt scoring his first hat-trick goal for the Cosmos. In the last game, Davis made the defensive play. LA throw-in now. It's still 1-0 the Cosmos with 4:20 to play in the half. Galinda. It's been a hard tackling game. Both clubs playing on this grass field. Shot wide.
Good piece of work by Van Veen to get free, but also some lovely work by Cruyff with his back to the goal. Eskandarian all over him, and he still had the good vision and control to be able to slide that ball right into the path of the on-rushing Van Veen.
All right, Eskandarian getting past the tackle. Tackled by Rangan over the near sideline. Eskandarian has outstanding speed. And really a fine soccer player, Seamus.
Well, he's showing a lot of offensive spirit tonight. He's coming up a lot. He's putting a lot of pressure on the right side of this defense, particularly on Rangan, because you want to try to make a player like Rangan work very hard.
All right, Weisbergen lost the ball. LA shot handled by Birkenmeyer again. Hubert's been a busy man the first half. With 3 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the half, the Cosmos continue to lead LA 1-0. Here comes Marinho. There's the cross. Knocked down. Marinho still battling for the ball. as it cleared. Marinho showed a lot of spirit tonight. Bogey at the 35-yard line, looking in the box. It went over Tewart's head, and it'll be an LA throw-in deep in their own zone.
Most unfortunate that if that had just been a little lower, because obviously Dennis had spotted Carlos Alberto ghosting in behind Giorgio, and he would have laid a nice header onto him if he'd been able to reach it in the air. Nice
play by Marinho defensively. And now to Franz Beckenbauer, who's been a little quiet here in the first half. Offside, Denny Tewart. As we said, Denny Tewart with his 3-goal hat trick last Sunday against San Jose, and that marked the first time in his Cosmos career that this tricky little winger has scored 3 goals. And it was really, as his wife was telling him on the way to the match that night, that, you know what, Dennis, this is the only club you haven't had a hat trick for in your career. So he went out and did what most husbands do, what their wife says.
And he actually could have had a couple more. He had some great chances, and they just a couple hit the post, and it was really quite a field day for the Cosmos that night against San Jose.
Denny's had a great year. You know, he's got 41 points, and he's missed some games with that Achilles problem. Weisbergen heads it away. Seattle leads Edmonton 5-0 at halftime. Can you believe that?
The playoffs are in the air in Seattle, too.
All right, here's Bogey outside the 35, playing it over to Ricky Davis, who scored the game's only goal. And out of Denny Tewart, tight marking on Tewart. Tewart stays on the ball. And then has a bad distributing pass intended for Beckenbauer. There's LA with 1:03 to play and a half. Los Angeles Aztecs trailing 1-0. Weisbergen for Smates away. Galindo at the 35. There's that long ball. Rangan heads it toward goal and over the goal line with 47 seconds to play in the half.
There's that dangerous Rangan again, looking for some space on the left, trying to expose the Cosmos blind side of the defense, but you'll notice that number 13 was with him all the way. Naiskin's not at all fooled by that run. You mentioned Beckenbauer a few minutes ago. Jim Beckenbauer is not coming forward as much because I think it's his role tonight to watch out for what the dangerous Cruyff can do off the ball. So I think you will see him in a more defensive midfield role.
Bergenmeyer booted it a long way, but over the far sideline. Also at halftime, we've got a Werner Roth interviewing Johan Cruyff. So you want to stay tuned for that. So Dennis Tewart and Johan Cruyff will be featured halftime guests. Look out in the box. Weisbergen made the play and then finally booted out by Franz Beckenbauer with no time remaining. And that is the end of the first half here in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. The only score by Californian Ricky Davis. The Cosmos on top 1-0 against Johan Cruyff and the LA Aztecs.
I'd rather be playing the game of soccer than marking in the game. And he's here with his 3 lovely children. Johan Cruyff, welcome. Hi. Johan, you've had a chance now to play here for the last 2 months, a little over 2 months. What have you found about the soccer that's being played in the NASL compared to what you've heard about it before you came?
Well, the level is much higher than I thought, but quite much higher, because maybe there's been a big difference between last year and this year, because they came up over a lot of new players, a lot of responsible players, and especially a lot of players from different countries, which makes the game more interesting. Otherwise you see just the English football.
Now, total soccer is a term that's been used very often with reference to you. You've played it with Coach Michaels in Holland and with Ajax and with the national team. Is there a possibility that you're looking to play that same type of soccer here in LA?
Well, that's very difficult. First, you need a perfect balanced team, and this is something what normally takes a few years of work. On the first place, second place, it's very difficult to play with the 35-yard line, because what means total soccer means that everybody plays everywhere. So the attackers, they scoring goals, the attackers defending, the defenders going forward scoring goals. That's why there's a lot of interchanges, and like the midfield here between the two 35-yard line, it's too big. It's impossible. It's nearly impossible. Yeah. That's why. That's one of my complaints, that I think they've got to change this rule, because maybe in the English style it was good for attacking, but I think now it's very good for defend, because it's very easy to defend.
Well, thank you very much, Johan. I hope you have a good game today, and it was nice talking to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cup captains. Sanchez Galindo of Mexico playing for the Aztecs along with Johan Cruyff with the Aztecs, and of course Carlos Alberto and Franz Beckenbauer of the Cosmos, and the amazing Pelé. They were down the field. Pelé also received a plaque for his contributions to the game. There he is. And the 4 World Cup captains for the first time in NASL history, and maybe in the history of soccer, you have 4 on the field at the same time. A magic moment in tonight's game.
And it was interesting also to hear from that other great World Cup player, Cruyff, at halftime, talking about his reaction to being in this country and also his observations about the 35-yard line and about total soccer. I had a chance to talk at great length with him, as did many of the writers out here a couple of days ago, and it was just fascinating listening to this man talk about the game at which he is so unbelievably good in playing. Listening to him talk was almost like listening to really the most intelligent coach in the world, because he has a wonderful vision. He's extremely articulate in his English, and he really knows the game inside out.
The Cosmos lead this 1-0 if you're just tuning in. A Ricky Davis goal from about 17, 18 yards. Nailed it. Ball hit a defender in front of the net and partially deflected into the corner. Ricky Davis will take it, so will the Cosmos. And the assists, Eskandarian to Bogey to Davis, so Bogey has another assist.
Yeah, there's some controversy about that. We're going to try to sort that out before the end.
Initially they told us it was just Eskandarian. Now they've added Bogey's name, and that is not official. We'll give that to you as soon as we get it. LA now with the ball coming on the attack. This is carry number 5. Into the box. Smates back-headed it, and Neskins flipped it back to Hubert Birkenmeyer, who was a very, very busy man in the first half and a very effective goalkeeper for the Cosmos. Birkenmeyer has been brilliant since coming on the scene for the Cosmos. They are undefeated with Birkenmeyer. He has recorded 2 shutouts. That 1-0 win in Philadelphia and the 5-0 win Sunday against San Jose. But he may have been even more brilliant in the 4-3 win over Fort Lauderdale.
Unquestionably, in my view, I think he made some of the greatest saves I've seen in the game in that match. One in particular that will stay with me forever. It was a marvelous save.
There's a long ball again in the box, and there's going to be a foul on Smates this time. Smates and Riceberg, and a couple of Dutchmen colliding, and Smates, who stands about, you see how big he is. Now Ricebergen's almost 6 foot tall. Smates is about 6'4". All right, here are the Cosmos attacking now. Beckenbauer loses but regains. Neskins taps it to Franz, who got it away nicely to Bogey. Bogey sees the open man, and that's the overlapping Eskandarian. On the right wing, Esky with room now. Now plays it to Denny Tourt, right edge of the box, being chased out of there. Tourt. LA tough defensively. Knock it over the sideline. It'll be a Cosmos throw. Remember, LA beat Washington Sunday in Washington 2-1. It's no easy task. The Diplomats are a high-scoring team. They proved it tonight. They beat Tampa Bay 5-1. Boy, the Cosmos have 2 unbelievable home games coming up. Their last 2 home games of the season. Tampa Bay Wednesday and Washington the following Sunday. Here's the cross. And just missed the net. And Quinaya, again, just missed.
That was a great glancing header by Giorgio, however, taken with much greater authority than his earlier one, which he headed harmlessly over the bar. This was a beautiful touch on that just skimmed by the far post, and also just by the lunging head of Neskins, who once again is slipping up around the outside of the defense. Very important, I think, for the Cosmos to try to build on this lead, because I'm not sure a 1-0 result is a likely one here against this team.
All right, here's LA. That's Rongan, number 3. They're inside the Cosmo 35. Good ball here. Alberto comes to defend against Dangerfield and made the play, as he usually does. Marinho back to Carlos, back to Marinho. LA making it tough for the Cosmos to get out of their own end. They're playing a little triangle here. Finally, Alberto gets it over here to Franz. Takes it down beautifully. Beckenbauer plays it for Ricebergen, and there's a collision. The referee said play on, and there goes Ricebergen inside the 35. Wim tried to play it for Giorgio. He did not cut. He anticipated Quinaya cutting to that space.
Yeah, Giorgio was calling for the ball at his feet, pointing to his left side, and wanting that he wanted it there. Unfortunately, Riceberger thought that meant inside him.
All right, here's LA in the box. Is that a handball? If that's a handball, we've got a penalty. Let's wait and see. That's a handball. We've got a penalty. And the Cosmos protesting it.
Well, it's one of the toughest calls a referee has to make, whether a player intentionally handles the ball in the penalty area or not. And it's very hard to resist the claims from the home team, especially, and when you often wonder if they should give the benefit of the doubt to the defense, but if the ball is clearly played away to the advantage of the defense, then he simply has to call it.
All right, let's see who's going to take this. As we said, we are so far away up here, there's no possible way for me to identify this player for you. At this point, it doesn't really matter much, because the important thing is it's a 1-0 Cosmos lead.
It's Van Veen, I think. Van Veen just turned and caught his number 9.
Now they're having trouble setting the ball in the spot. Birkenmeyer under pressure now, the penalty kick. Cosmos under the gun now. Birkenmeyer standing in the net. Van Veen against Birkenmeyer. And a save!
A tremendous save by Birkenmeyer. He went to the right side and touched it away with his left hand across his body. A beautiful diving save.
Birkenmeyer, brilliant save on Van Veen. Corner kick now from Johan Cruyff. Cosmos not out of the woods yet, but what a save by Birkenmeyer. And again, LA pressure, and the Cosmos clear the ball. So Hubert Birkenmeyer, the man of the hour again. Now they call a foul on Reisbergen, knocking Galindez down.
After a penalty kick is missed, you always find a sudden upsurge, Jim, in the intensity of the game on both sides. It almost inevitably is followed by a foul. And there you saw Reisbergen clearly upending Galindo.
Again in the box, Reisbergen has headed it away. Let's talk, when we get a chance, we're going to talk a little bit about that penalty, because the Cosmos did a little bit of a psych job there. First of all, they made a big thing about setting the ball down the spot. They did some arguing before it went on. That was not by design. That was because they didn't feel that a penalty should have been awarded. And it's going to be what? It's going to be offside, I believe, or a foul against Smates. I think Smates ran over a man in the box.
Yeah, I think Carlos Alberto was slammed in the lower abdomen there, and he went down very heavily and very painfully.
Holding his back, as you can see. And talking again about the psych job, and then you saw the goalkeeper, Birkenmeyer, stand back in the net for what must have been 30 seconds, making Van Veen wait and finally made the save. We'll be back with more Cosmos soccer in a moment. What a save. He was there, too. I mean, he didn't... Still 1-0 the Cosmos, thanks to this man, Mr. Hubert Birkenmeyer, who saved the penalty shot a few moments ago. Cosmos scored in the first half on a goal by Ricky Davis. For sure an assist from Eskandarian. We're not sure about Bogey, and here's Reisbergen running over the midfield line. Cosmos attacking with Wim Reisbergen. Reisbergen to Tourt, shot saved. And Bolton gets on it again. Tough angle for Denny Tourt. Cosmos return home a week from tonight against Tampa Bay Rowdies, 9 o'clock, Giant Stadium. Bogey did some hustling to get back there, didn't he? And then the following Sunday, August the 12th, against the Washington Diplomats, that ends the regular season. Then we get into the second season, the playoffs. Hard shot wide. There'll be a goal kick coming up. Ill-advised shot from about 30 yards that time.
And also representing a slight change in tactics. I thought that Los Angeles came out playing a lot of these high crosses in the air, one after the other, trying to put a lot of pressure in the middle of the defense on Carlos Alberto and on Ricebergen, and hoping to get some flick-ons and create some shots, and they did look dangerous.
All right, Ricky Davis now playing it wide on the left side for Marinho. Marinho cross in front toward defense. You got to give that LA defense a lot of credit here tonight. They played an outstanding game defensively. Ricky Davis knocks it away, but it'll be an Aztec throw-in. Rick Davis.
And a good ball by Marinho there. I mean, a very well taken ground cross, which, as I say, does cause a lot of problems because it's often very hard to see through all the legs of players, and the deflection can cause a great deal of trouble, whereas the air ball is a little bit easier to play for a goalkeeper.
Birkenmeier, as you saw, Ricebergen just allow him, screen his man off, and allow Birkenmeier to pick it off on one hop. Marinho to Alberto. 35-20 to play in the game. The Cosmos up 1-0. Ricebergen tackle away over the near sideline. Cosmos throw. Tackled by Hubert Smates. Now here's Beckenbauer. Good ball. Now knocked out of the box. Cosmos control with Rick Davis. Davis turns Rangan around. His shot is deflected nicely. Davis and Rangan now will battle for the ball. It's the last touch, I believe, by L.A. off the deflection of the initial Ricky Davis shot. Cosmos throw it in outside the 35 to Marinho. And now to Bogey, broken up. That's Cruyff doing the chasing. Let's see if Eski can save it. He can on the right wing inside the 35. Eskandarian, play it to Bogey. Bogey trying to chip it in the box. Galindo made the play. And now...
with his hand.
Handball. Bogey, line drive in the box. They were looking for Naskins, but Carey just got ahead on it, and Naskins was in good position at the far post.
That's right. He had lost Shelton, the American boy, slipped away a good 10 yards from him, and the L.A. defense screaming at Shelton to keep a closer watch on Naskins.
L.A. has had 5 corner kicks. The Cosmos now taking their third. They play it out to Marinho. Bogey. Franz Beckenbauer at the 35. Beckenbauer plays it for Neskins in the box. L.A. gets to it first. The Cosmos wish to acknowledge the continued support of Joe Manfredi and Safe Auto Sales, the Bahamas Princess, official training site of the Cosmos, and Admiral Sportswear, the official uniform supplier of the Cosmos. And it'll be L.A.'s ball. Los Angeles now with their 6th corner kick of the game. Smates is in position. Rangan is at the head of the box. Dangerfield. Cosmos headed out. L.A. will control the ball. And now that's Johan Cruyff to throw it in. Cruyff is capable of a long throw. He's going to really wind up on this one. There is that long throw. On block. And a goal. L.A. has tied the game. L.A. has tied the game on a Dave Sheldon goal, I believe. I believe that was Sheldon.
Well, Dave Sheldon, who's had such a hard time tonight keeping track of Naskins, redeems himself in a great way by hammering a ball through a crowd of players. And unfortunately, Birkenmeier never had a chance, never saw it until it came through the last player, and by then it was virtually behind him. But you had a feeling that the game was turning. It was turning very much in LA's direction. The Cosmos had not come back out with a great deal of authority in their play. And the goal is not a great surprise. It is certainly not against the run of play.
All right, Eskandarian. And L.A. wins the ball. Actually, both goals looked a lot alike. Scrambling outside the goal. There's a pass in the box. And Marinho came over to make a fine defensive play and cut the angle on Smates. Corner kick coming up for Los Angeles now. L.A. and Cruyff's going to put it in play right away. Here it comes in front. Birkenmeier out to punch it away. Birkenmeier punching it away. Galindo at the Cosmo 35. Ricky Davis marking him. Galindo to the head of the box. Headed away by the Cosmos. McGrain. L.A. really pushing forward now. Beckenbauer won the ball. Franz, a little tap to Marinho. Marinho away from the offensive thrust, gets it back to Beckenbauer. It's a 1-1 game as Davis and Shelton, a couple of Americans, have scored the only goals. So with all the great world stars in the field tonight, a couple of American kids have scored. And this crowd is really up now with LA tying the game, and they're applauding every run. Here's Dangerfield. Dangerfield in the box. One in the air, as you see, by Reisbergen. And now to Bogey. Bogey got away from a couple of tackles beautifully. Now a back heel for Marinho. Great skill by Bogey. Bogey, Rangan is all over him and fouled him at the midfield line. The Cosmos will have a free kick. Sunday, August the 12th is Fan Appreciation Day. Free vacation at the Bahamas Princess Hotel via Eastern Airlines. Minolta XG1 automatic 35mm cameras. Quasar portable TV sets will be the prizes. Mail in a coupon from a Cosmos advertisement or register at the Cosmos office, 75 Rockefeller Plaza. Winner will be picked from registration and ticket stubs. That's Fan Appreciation Day, August the 12th. Diplomats are the opponent. All right, Cosmos now in a tie game with this corner kick. Eskandarian skies it high. Neskins kept it alive, and McGrain volleys it out. Reisbergen is knocked down. Reisbergen knocked down by Smates. Now a long ball to no one up on that right side. Over the far sideline, LA ball.
Dennis Stewart there thinking that somebody, maybe Eske, was overlapping behind him, so he came in a little bit and let that ball fly over his head, but unfortunately it was hit to him and just a bit too long.
Johan Cruyff. Eskandarian broke it up. Galindo kept it alive. Here comes LA again in the Cosmo zone. 1-1 soccer match. Jim Carvelis, Seamus Mallet. And the referee says play on, and it gives the Cosmos a goal kick. Hubert Birkenmeyer, despite the last goal, which really wasn't his fault, saved the penalty. He's made some great saves tonight. He's kept the Cosmos in against a lot of LA pressure. LA's looked very, very impressive here. Cosmos are 9-4 on the road. And all those 9 wins, by the way, have come by 1 goal. Here comes LA at the 35. Cruyff chips it toward Rangan, headed away. Marinho, good defensive work again. And this time, he could not control the ball, knocked it over the goal line, corner kick. That goal was initially set up, by the way, on the long throw-in by Cruyff, you'll remember. Dangerfield to take the corner. Rangan, and a foul has been called, a charging foul in there against Los Angeles. Here's Bogey under pressure again, has it deflected away. LA comes in the box. Shot deflected off Marinho, I believe. That should bring up another corner kick. Marinho deflected that ball, and LA really continues to press, and that goal, all that did was continue to inspire him. Although this man, I think, has played maybe his best defensive game for the Cosmos.
Well, the Cosmos are putting a lot of pressure on themselves by the way in which they're bringing the ball out. They're really not bringing it out cleanly. They're not taking up the best positions, and they're giving LA a chance to gain it back in their third.
Swerving in, and the ball headed away by Bogey. Neskins played to Denny Tuort. Cosmos at their own 35. They leave it for Ricky Davis. Davis, a beautiful ball to Marinho, and he could not control it. Went out of midfield. Rangan throws it in. Reisbergen read that. And Reisbergen has made the play. Now to Marinho. Marinho was under pressure from Rangan, just had to tip it away. Reisbergen won it, and a whistle blows. Offside LA. Offside Los Angeles.
Jim, Cruyff at halftime said that essentially that LA really didn't have the players yet to play total soccer. But if you watch how some of these Dutch players are playing, you get a little bit of an idea of what this really means when it's played as a team unit. In particular, the play of Rangan, Smates, and of course Cruyff himself. The way they interchange positions, their total commitment up and down the field, offensively and defensively. That's sort of the beginnings of that sort of style. If they can ever fully capture it, again here in LA in future seasons.
All right, here's LA. Here's Rangan, the fullback, inside the 35. Plays it in the box. Beckenbauer saw it coming. Ball slid right through to Birkenmeyer. Bogey. See, as soon as the Cosmos try to clear, LA is challenging right away. They challenge Bogey every time he tries to come out. Some space now for Marinho. He gets it over to Ricky Davis. Here comes Ricky Davis. To Neskins. Into Ricky Davis. Davis trying to get a shot away. Had it tackled away. And it's saved by LA in the corner. And Los Angeles clearing the ball, headed away. Eskandarian saved it and then lost it over the far sideline. LA throw in.
Unfortunate decision by Eske there. He might just have more easily let the ball run out of bounds and gotten a quick throw in. It was a tough ball to try to trap.
Nice throw by Bolden, finds Rangan free at the midfield line. Galindo allows it to go through. Over the top. From Pasadena, in a 1-1 soccer game, the Cosmos and the Aztecs. You're watching Cosmos Soccer. At the Rose Bowl, it's still a 1-1 game. The Cosmos and Los Angeles, 24 minutes to play in the match. Cosmos attack. Neskins trying to dummy the ball for Tuitt. Carey picked it off, and LA comes racing up the field. 1-1 game. Play it to Dangerfield on the right side, too long.
That dummy was a bit of a gamble, and against perhaps a less experienced defender than Michael Carey, that might have come off, but he is just too smart for that sort of thing.
Rick Davis had his pass knocked over the near sideline. A good shot of Ricky from our ground level camera into Franz Beckenbauer approaching the 35 of LA. Play it for Tuitt, got it back to Quinaglia, a little side flick. Galindo kind of whiffed that. No harm done as LA comes the other way. Cosmos are going to be in Rochester Sunday night. We'll have that on the air at 8 o'clock. Here's Kreif. Eskandarian battling him. Eske made the play, but Kreif still has the ball, and the crowd loves it. Good tackle. Cosmos have to double team Kreif all over the place. Nice ball. Ricebergen. Cosmos attacking. Neskins. Now to Franz over the midfield line.
Now the ball is coming up much more quickly now. You see there's much more intelligent passing, much better running off the ball.
Alberto to Denny Tuitt. Denny Tuitt with a defender on him tightly. His cross is knocked over the goal line, so the Cosmos will get a corner kick. That's Sunday night, the next telecast here on WOR. Cosmos against that red-hot Rochester club. 22-20 to play in the match. Short corner. Nice tackle. Cosmos collected the 35 with Beckenbauer and stay on the attack. Neskins. Rangan ran into him. Neskins stayed on the ball, and then the ball knocked over the sideline. And I believe the Cosmos will have a throw-in.
Jim, we have a correction on the goal by Los Angeles. It was, in fact, scored by Smates, who must have deflected it. I thought there was a deflection off the initial shot by Sheldon, and now they have decided that, in fact, Smates should get the goal.
So they announced Sheldon first, and then now they've gone to Smates. Play it over here to Marinho inside the 35. It's Francisco Marinho. Plays it in the box. Bogey. And what's the call going to be? It's going to be a foul on Bogey, who was holding the defender off. There's the arithmetic, 21-21, 1-1 game. Now they may turn around and call on LA.
Well, and for some peculiar reason, he has moved the ball 5 yards away from where the offense occurred. That happens to be, of course, now outside the penalty area, which is a convenient way of solving that.
Bogey was at least 3 yards in the box when this was all going on. All right, Marinho is capable from here. 20 minutes and 50 seconds. 1-1 game. We're in the second half. Marinho, it hit the wall. It hit the wall. It's going to be a corner kick for the Cosmos.
The wall was covering the right side of the goal, that is to the goalie's right, and the keeper went to the left. Marinho tried to put it over the wall on the near side, hoping to make it impossible for Bolton to get over, but the deflection helped him out.
All right, here's Marinho with a corner. Headed away off the near post. And that's Johan Cruyff. Ricky Davis comes to defend him. Kripe in the Cosmo zone. Well, Johan has not been a one-man show tonight. LA's had a good all-around team effort. This is Dangerfield on the right. Birkenmeyer. Alberto stopped it. Alberto made the save with his chest. LA was calling for a handball. No chance on that.
Well, a lot of tense moments in the penalty area there as, again, LA is getting a lot of chance to penetrate from the side.
Dangerfield too far. Actually, too far for Franz. He may have gotten ahead on it. Just barely. He did. And LA will have a throw. And again, Kripe may want to try a long throw. See how he backs all the way back up out there. That's what he did before. And it was a direct result to the goal, because he threw it into the near post. It was a scramble. The ball was knocked around a bit. Finally, Smates got a deflection. Mark Liverich is coming to the game. There he is for the Cosmos. Liverich in the game for the Cosmos.
Yes, and he appears to have replaced Giorgio Chinaglia, which is certainly a surprise.
Chinaglia out, Liverich in. There's that long throw again. And again, a little trouble for the Cosmos, but Birkenmeyer came out and handled it. Ricky Davis at midfield already on the nice throw by Birkenmeyer. Ricky beat his man and then lost the ball. Rick Davis, who has scored the Cosmos goal. Smates for LA. 18.5 minutes to play in the match, a 1-1 game. LA's second place team to Vancouver. 15-11 coming in. They have a chance to catch Vancouver.
That's right, they play them here this weekend.
So Giorgio is out of the game. All right, LA with Dangerfield keeps it alive. Ricebergen's got the loose ball. Liverich got it to Marinho. Nicely to Beckenbauer. The Cosmos find a way out now. Beckenbauer, a long ball to Neskins on the right wing. Johan plays it back for Bogey inside the 35. Bogey to Mark Liverich, the new man. Liverich plays it over here to Marinho. 1-1 game, 17.5 minutes to play. Marinho playing it to Bogey. Bogey with that great strength of his finally had it tackled away. Alberto's picked up a loose ball. Now it looks like the Cosmos are getting a bit more offensive minded. Marinho at the 35 to Franz. Franz surveys the situation. Now plays it to Carlos. Back to Franz. Franz cutting for the box. Left-footed shot by Beckenbauer. His first of the game goes wide with 17 minutes to play in the match.
Well, Franz is going to come up if they give him that kind of space. And as you could see, Los Angeles simply backed 8 men back into the penalty area to cut down the chances for Bogey and for Dennis. And therefore, Franz is going to come up and have a go. My goodness, here's some scores. Seattle is now, with 20 minutes to go in the game, has a 7-0 lead on Edmonton. And
another important game for the Cosmos there, too, is Vancouver and Minnesota.
That's right, and at the half, Vancouver has a 1-0 lead over Minnesota.
Rangan Kerry missed it to that beautiful Kripe pass. Marinho trying to hit Liverich. McGrain plays it back to Bolden, who quickly gets it out to Galindo to Johan Kripe over the midfield line. Being chased by Bogey. Kripe. LA and the Cosmos tied at 1. And the shot by Dangerfield just wide. From Pasadena in a 1-1 soccer match, you're watching Cosmos Soccer. Chris Dangerfield injured on that last shot as he turned and fired past the net. We have word now that Giorgio Chinaglia left the game because of a pulled groin muscle. Beckenbauer went into the game with a bit of a muscle pull as well. It wasn't enough of a problem to keep him from playing. But
I think Dangerfield is going to come out, Jim. He's walking slowly towards the sidelines, and I think they're going to bring in number 12 at the side of the field there. Sammy Llewellyn?
Yes.
Yes, it is Sammy Llewellyn, who's in his first season in the league. He's from Trinidad, and he was a very outstanding player down there. He's Footballer of the Year in Trinidad in 72, 73, 75, and 76. And so we could see, it would be interesting to see how he blends in with this team.
Dangerfield played a fine game. And that's one Dangerfield that got some respect. All right, here's Franz. Offside, Liverich. Offside, Liverich. Liverich, a freshman in the game. Although the weather is beautiful tonight. Temperature in the 60s. It's cool. There is no humidity. Marco has played so well since coming with the Cosmos from Edmonton. He has really made a strong contribution to this team.
He has. He's made some. He scored some really memorable goals with that thundering left foot, and those volleys are really something that should certainly be in the highlights film at the end of the year. Scored a crackerjack of a goal against San Jose, in fact, just a few days ago.
All right, Reisbergen drew the foul, and Kreif will take it. 30 yards from goal. 14-25. Johan, the man was not cutting. And they're going to call a foul on Smates. Smates, again, the big guy in the area, kind of backing in. And he's been called for a foul.
And then he more or less took a dive and hoped that it would be called inside the area, but the referee was not having any of that. Cruyff has come into the game a lot more in very dangerous positions, and he's getting, he's not being watched as closely in the middle of the field as he should be, and this is something I think that that Ray Klebecka was very concerned about before the game, and I'm sure they'll want to tighten that up in these crucial last 14 minutes, because he's not the man you want to give some space to when the goal can win it.
Alberto plays it up the right wing. Is it too far? It is not. Eskandarian crosses. Shot, goal!
Sensational goal by Ricky Davis.
What a goal!
What a goal by Davis. Unbelievable how far this player has come. He has to be the best player, the best American in the game today. A beautiful volley.
Ricky Davis.
And Franz saying,
how about that for a Hollywood
show
script?
me how you do that now. Maybe we could learn a few things.
How about that for a Hollywood script? Playing out here in Southern California, 35 miles from where he was born and raised. He has scored 2 goals tonight. 13 minutes to play in the match.
They've got to button up this game now. They've got to play very tightly out in the middle of the field and not give any opportunities to these dangerous players inside the 35.
All right, Galindo attacking outside the 35 right now. Tarangan. High ball in the box, looking for Smates. You know, Neskins won that ball. Johan Neskins. And what's the call going to be? A foul on Bogey. Foul on Bogey. So we have a free kick, LA. You want to see that goal again?
Well, here's the cross. I think it was Mark Liverich, actually. And there's a sensational jumping scissors kick. And right in the corner.
We come back to the live action. The Cosmos coming out of their end now. Beckenbauer to Tourt, now looking for Ricky Davis. Chipped away by the LA defense. Galindo collects the ball outside his box. And now back to Colin Bolton, who had no chance on that marvelous Ricky Davis goal. That's got to be the goal of the week. Llewellyn fouled by Marinho as he pushed him. Cosmos trying to win their 10th game on the road. What a goal by Davis. Naskins tackling the ball over the far sideline. There's the story. 2-1 Cosmos, 11.5 minutes to play.
But the Cosmos once again are clinging to a 1-goal lead on the road. It's been the theme of the season, but it's going to be very important for them to hold on to leads like this as they approach the all or nothing game, all or nothing mentality of the playoffs. All
right, Los Angeles now in Cosmo zone. Galindo from the 35. Play it to Rangan. Rangan to cross it in front. And there's the save by Birkenmeyer. He was off balance and somehow he was leaning the other way and somehow got over to cover that up. Luckily for the Cosmos, that shot wasn't hit any harder. It was a deflection, actually. There's Liberich, broken up. LA now trying to press for the equalizer. Here they come. The dangerous Mr. Kreif. Ricky Davis broke it up. Llewellyn has it. Eskandarian had the assist. That was Eski's cross. Eski overlapping on that right side. It was a beautiful cross and taken beautifully, I think you'll agree. 5 goals for Ricky Davis. 2 tonight. There's that far post cross. Knocked away from Smates. And the shot by Llewellyn handled by Birkenmeyer. And now Seamus, with 10 minutes to play in the match, Cosmos up 2-1. That save on the penalty looms very, very important.
That's right, and from our vantage point up here, we could see the wonderful bend on that cross that has given so much trouble in the air to the Cosmos defense has been pulled away from the goal.
Here come the Cosmos in the box, and what a goal! What a goal!
Bogey finally scores a goal on a beautiful 1-2 in the air from Dennis Tuitt. Sensational understanding there. You wondered how long it was going to be before Bogey would get the goal he so richly deserves for his play this year. And there he just hammered it home on a wonderful give and go.
You know what,
Tuitt.
Seamus, Ricky Davis may have lost his goal of the week. What a great give and go. Watch this.
Here's Reisbergen. Takes one way, pushes it, a nice square ball. There's the one touch and back and volley. Yes.
Goal number 1 for Bogey.
That's the way they put it in the coaching books, just like that.
So the Cosmos, who were not playing their best game of the year, with all the ability, with their composure, finally just took their chance as well. They haven't had that many chances, Seamus, in the second half, but they've converted with 2 of the most beautiful goals you'll ever want to see.
And they took advantage of the situation that Los Angeles simply had to come up and attack. And that's how they got a little bit more space than they've been used to getting and around the penalty area. And they took really professional advantage of it.
That's not a good ball. Hubert Birkenmeyer picks it off. Long throw to Marinho. Marinho to Reisbergen, who started that last goal. Time remaining now, 8:15 of the match. 2 magnificent second half goals. Ricky Davis on the volley off a pass from Eskandarian, and then as pretty a give and go as you'll ever want to see. Bogey to Tuitt, who headed it right back to Bogey on the volley, hit the back of the net, and the Cosmos all of a sudden have broken it wide open. Ricky Davis is intercepted. Now Dennis Tuitt is offside. Now that's a good call. Tuitt's going to argue that, but he was offside when that ball was played.
Well, can we dare hope for a 2-goal win on the road? Maybe we shouldn't jinx them by even suggesting it, but there are, after all, 7 minutes, 39 seconds left to go.
And playing against Johan Cruyff. Marinho. Rangan kept it alive.
And Franz Beckenbauer again dropping in almost like a double sweeper in the middle to shore up the defense and cut out some of these dangerous high balls. And that's a smart move. You don't want to give him any chance for a scramble or a loose goal that will put him back in the game again.
And the 2 greatest sweepers in the history of the game pair it up with a blue and gold uniform. All right, here's Ricky Davis. Here's Naskins. Cosmos now. Play it to Eski. Now to Franz. Cosmos control the ball with 6:52 to play in the game. 3-1 the Cosmos. Two outstanding performances tonight. There have been some good ones, but I think the 2 outstanding have been Birkenmeyer and Ricky Davis. Davis has scored 2 goals. Birkenmeyer has saved a penalty. They've been tremendous. Cosmos chasing the ball now. Look at this. With a 3-1 lead, the old adage, a good defense is a good offense. You can be the winner of a VW Rabbit or a Porsche 924 in the Volkswagen Porsche Audi Shootout during halftime of the Cosmos Tampa Bay game. That's next Wednesday night. That's a 9 o'clock game. See your participating dealer for details. Again, I want to remind you, you people that have been fighting the traffic on the Wednesday nights because of the racetrack, you'll not have to worry about that next Wednesday. There will be no running at the track. There'll be a lot of racing at Giant Stadium on the field, though, as the Cosmos take on Tampa Bay. Cosmos going into their four-corner defense, or offense, I should say. Danaskins, 5:35 to play in the game. So the Cosmos class finally came through here in the second half. Not a Liverich, and actually now starting to play better than they have all match long. Here's Liverich. Playing it back to Franz Beckenbauer, 35. LA looks like a dispirited club right now. They played really hard. Played the Cosmos as well as you can play them, and then they look up at the scoreboard and they're losing 3-1. Look at the pass to Tuort. Marinho with his scissors pass. LA at the midfield line with 4:58 to play in the game. 38,000 here tonight. Great crowd. 38,000 here in Los Angeles. Llewellyn knocked it over the line. Goal kick Cosmos with the clock ticking away. 4:37 to play in the match.
That's a heartening crowd for LA, who I think it's no secret have been disappointed that Johan Cruyff's attendance here has not brought out more fans. But if there are 38,000 here tonight, then LA should be able to, the organization should be able to try to bring at least half of them back out for future games, especially with Vancouver coming up.
Cosmos about to win their 21st game of the year and their 10th on the road. Here's that cross. Neskins got it down. A hard shot by Liverich over the top. Neskins did the work that time as he brought it down and teed it up for Mark Liverich, who just hit it over the top.
Well, Mark is not used to getting his shot at goal on the ground. As you know, he's been hammering these volleys in the second half of the season, and he just got under that one.
3:48 to play in the match, and the Cosmos leading 3-1. Washington won today convincingly over Tampa Bay. Smates plays it to Rangan. 3.5 minutes. Carey tackled away. What a play by Marinho. Marinho. And there's a good clear. And it's Liverich running for the Cosmos. Here's Mark. And Galindo made the play as he tried to turn the defender around. He had Tuort free on the right side and was hoping that LA might be leaning that way. Maybe he could cut inside. Galindo, fine player, made the play. Eskandarian foul. Esky foul.
I think it's no secret that LA hoped to work on Francisco Marinho's alleged defensive weaknesses tonight, but he really has had a good game.
And the shot wide.
He's made some very saving tackles. He's in fact, I think, made more tackles in this game than he's made all season long, and perhaps also indicative of this change, he's probably taken fewer shots. In fact, I don't think he's taken one.
Look at this long goal kick. And Neskins hustles for it. Pass just too far. So Ricky Davis, who has scored 2 goals here in his hometown area, is tonight's Schaefer Circle Most Valuable Player. At the end of the season, the player receiving the most points will receive a portrait of himself by artist Leroy Neiman. Well-deserved award. Alberto made the play. Marinho, look at that ball control. Boy. Marinho to Bogey. Marinho. Now Galindo for LA with 1:52 to play in the match. Beckenbauer stealing. Marinho off his head, keeps control. Turns around, turns Rangan around. Now to Franz, to Marinho, to Franz. Beautiful stuff now. And the Cosmos, the last 10 or 12 minutes have really started playing like the Cosmos. Scored the 2 goals, controlled the game completely. Their passing is now pinpoint. Their skill immaculate. Here's Bogey, who's played an outstanding game tonight. Back to Marinho at the 35-yard line of LA. They just play it back to Neskins, to Beckenbauer, 1:11. Cosmos in no hurry. It's like a keep-away game now. And there they get the open man. Bogey hits Ricky Davis. Ricky trying to get it to Denny Tuert. Play made. LA clears. Beckenbauer wins. Franz knocked down the foul. They knocked down Beckenbauer. Kreif and Llewellyn leveled Franz. 50 seconds. Clock ticking away. Cosmos are about to register their first win on the road by more than one goal. First time. They've won 9 times by 1. Alberto took the shot from the top of the box. 9 times they won by a goal. Tonight they lead by 2, 3-1. 20 seconds to play in the game.
They also clinched the Eastern Division Championship. If this result shows up, because they now are going to be a good 29 points ahead of Washington.
With 3 games to play. Good point, Seamus. And that's their second consecutive Eastern Division Championship or cut. No goal. No goal. LA was offside. No goal.
And time had expired too, Jim.
And time had expired. Hubert Birkenmeier, a tremendous game in the nets. He saved the penalty. He made some outstanding saves. And he and Ricky Davis pulled the Cosmos through here in Tinseltown tonight. The Cosmos a 3-1 winner over Johan Cruyff. And the Los Angeles Aztecs, they clinched the Eastern Division crown. And they are now 21-6. We'll be back in a moment.